What's good, guys? Back with yet another raid video for the Heroic Sith raid. This time a team that I like to call TRAYA'S order. It's a mix of First Order and Traya. It works very well. There's pretty much zero RNG whatsoever. It just comes down to how good your mods are in regards to how much damage you're going to do. In this video, we'll be showing my buddy IvanConQuer's run. It's like over 5 million. I've personally managed into the mid 3 millions, and that was a pretty substandard mods, particularly for an end game player. So it's really not that difficult to get this done. This is another team that you can run alongside Resistance or whatever you want to run in Phase 1 to really maximize your damage. The one downside is, involving Traya, it is really for those end game players that already have her and are trying to squeeze out extra damage. There is a little mix on the team where you can actually drop Traya, but the damage does go down significantly. When it's full First Order, you're looking about 2 to 2.8 million at an absolute push. Anyway, let's get on with this video. I'll tell you guys how the mechanics all work, what you gotta do to actually get these scores. Let's do this. A couple of pointers before we begin. First, mod Kylo Unmasked to be the highest in health, so he begins with the shield buff. And secondly, make Officer and Masked Kylo as fast as you possibly can, as they're the ones providing all the turn meter. Right, Officer will use his special to Executioner, then use his special on Nihilus. Kylo will now use his to send more turn meter to the team. Unmasked will stun Assassins so he doesn't stealth, and then Traya will isolate Nihilus. That's the setup done. Now it's just about boosting turn meter to Executioner. His basic will always crit on Nihilus due to the isolate debuff, but we never want to kill either minion with him, as we want to keep his special stacking health, leading to more bonus damage. This is because Executioner gains 5% offense equal to his max health, so if he never kills anyone, he just gradually hits harder and harder. You don't want anyone else targeting Nihilus except Executioner and Kylo's AoE attack, otherwise he'll gain too much speed and you'll just hinder your own score. So try not to kill the minions too quickly so the other characters have something to hit. Officer ideally wants to be using his first special to Executioner as much as possible, and his second special to spread turn meter and reduce First Order cooldowns. That covers just about everything actually. Obviously with Executioner gaining an offense bonus based on his max health, it's better to run a health primary arrow, circle and cross for more damage. He's gaining TM from his team and his own special, so doesn't actually need any speed whatsoever. I've run him at his base speed and did more damage than when he had 100 speed and less health. Modding the other members for speed also benefits you, as if you ran crit sets like we usually would, you're gonna kill the minions quicker and end up having to hit Nihilus a lot sooner. I'll show you the mods Ivan is using at the end of the run. It's also worth noting that Crew's unique Zeta can actually reduce your damage a little. His counter chance increases, which will speed Nihilus up a bit faster than normal. 4 million is still doable, so it's not the end of the world. You may just notice Nihilus is a bit more of a problem than without it. Now we're down to just Nihilus. You want to get in as much damage as you can, make use of these specials. Taunting even with Kylo Unmasked is absolutely fine. It's not going to do any damage to Nihilus, and therefore he's not actually going to get a speed gain like he would if you used his other special or his basic. Keep spreading that turn meter, stacking that health. When it comes to this, when his drain is building up, you really want to, if possible, remove some of your debuffs by using a special attack. And you want to get the shield on to Kylo Unmasked as soon as possible. Because if you really have to make sure he uses Annihilate before the shield disappears, just go all in on Nihilus. Just hit him with as many people as you can, boost his turn meter and get that out of the way. Ivan has really gambled there. He's left that to the exact last second to get that on. I'm not quite so brave when I've been doing my runs myself. Alright, back to the minions, back to Nihilus. Using a shield with Kylo Unmasked is actually really handy due to the amount of counters that he'll do. He'll quickly heal himself. Unfortunately, Ivan just got dazed there, which is really quite rare to happen, especially if you run a Tenacity Cross on him. This is quite handy to show, as this is a worst case scenario. In all the runs I did, I never actually got hit with daze, as I managed to control Marauder a little bit more. I think that's what he's going to do now. He's probably going to... No, okay, he's going to attack it. I thought he was actually going to stun him, gain a little bit more control over him, but... Right, back to Nihilus with Executioner. One way to fix a problem like this is next time Officer has his first special, you can actually transfer it to Kylo Unmasked if Executioner already has full TM, which happens quite a bit, and that will actually not only fill his turn meter up, but also remove the debuff. Unfortunately, it happened to be one of those rare times where Executioner had no turn meter, so yeah, had to bypass that. Regardless, he's almost at 4% now, which is the old bare minimum people expected of the Jedi Ray teams. Got about, yeah, 0.6 to go. Maybe one more attack from Executioner and he'd have actually bypassed the 4%. There it is, easily done. Alright. See, this is one of those times where Executioner had pretty much full turn meter and you could have actually swapped it to Unmasked if you badly needed to get some, you know, health back on him. Those counterattacks can be a real problem. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about them. You're going to counter Nihilus and it's going to boost his speed a little bit. Can't get control of either of the sides. I wouldn't be surprised if he opts to actually stun Marauder next time to prevent that issue of being dazed. A lot of people will use tenacity crosses on these purely to avoid that issue. I never really had it. I think one time Executioner got dazed in one of my runs, which was a bit annoying. Definitely cost me about 500,000 in damage. Oh yeah, there we go. He actually did stun him this time. Can't blame him either. Left him in a bit of a dicey situation last time. Closing in on 6% damage now. The Executioner had about, what, 99% turn meter that time, so theoretically it could have gone to someone else if you really needed it. Or if you'd just rather get straight to Executioner and have his go, you can just essentially skip Officer's go that way. I see he's trying to avoid doing too much damage to the minion there and just re-isolated Nihilus. Because, I mean, that protection bonus that you get doesn't mean anything as Nihilus ignores protection. He's actually had the perfect luck there. Crew has had a second shield. That is the perfect way to play this. Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen. Getting a shield on Traya can also work pretty well. You might have to send some turn meter to her from Officer in order to heal her up a fair bit, because I find sometimes once she drops into that yellow health zone, she just doesn't go back up. And I end up losing her around this point of the battle when Nihilus is about 3 turns from Enrage. Well, 7% is gone. We're close to 8% damage now. And that's 8% past. Ah, that's the perfect situation right there. When Executioner's turn meter is completely drained and then you have the opportunity to fill it straight back up with Officer. I've actually had a couple of situations where I got really frustrated because it seemed every single time Officer had a turn, Executioner was already ready for a turn anyway, and I felt like I was totally wasting the move. Okay, Nihilus is right on the point of enraging, and I'm guessing Ivan is deciding whether to use a shield or use a special. The good thing is Executioner gains so much health through the stacking mechanism that he doesn't even come close to dying the second Nihilus enrages. Yeah, he seems to be being very careful right now, trying to maximize his damage here. And there we go, enrage has happened. Put the shield on at the right time. Can pass that to Executioner, get another big hit in. And another go immediately. He's actually just past 10% here. A bit more turn meter. Executioner should be able to get another shot off in a second. Might be best to use that shield. Yep, that's what he's done as well. At the same time, you don't really want to just start going full ham on Nihilus and speeding up the fact because his drain is going to kill people. You don't want to speed that up. So, yes, he's doing exactly what I suspected. He's going straight for the side. Time for a super shot. Crazy. We're right on the cusp of 11%. Execution just hits so hard towards the end of these runs. That drain is coming, and you're going to see why he's hitting these side characters and not trying to squeak out a little bit more damage on Nihilus. He's trying to maximize the attacks that Executioner is going to get. Because there you go, lost the entire team and annihilate, game over. That's exactly why you don't get too gung-ho with one of the other characters that'll do no damage and leave everything to Executioner. I mean, 5.3 million with Executioner alone in that battle. Unfortunately, the mod screenshots are actually too low quality for me to even really squeeze into a video, so what I will do is list them all in one of the comments below and I'll pin it so you guys can see exactly what was used in this video. But also note, you don't need to be that fast. I've managed runs close to 4 million considerably slower with totally different mod sets. It boils down to just speed on everybody, and then when it comes to Executioner, you want health on his arrow, his cross, and his circle. You want a crit damage set, so that's 4 crit damage mods with a crit damage triangle primary, and then the other 2 mods, make sure they're a health set, just for additional maximum health. So there you have it, guys, yet another Phase 1 team. I'm kind of running out of teams to cover these days. So we might be heading back to some PvP content now, finally. I'm really enjoying it. I would love to be able to get into some of the other phases. The trouble is with that, I have to use my main account, and then I have to have the ideal team to actually demonstrate it, and I have to be able to find the time. So that's the main reason we've been covering a lot of Phase 1. If you yourself have a few teams, you want to see them covered, get in touch with me and we'll figure something out together. Whether you want to be in the video with me and, you know, work on it together, that's absolutely fine. Just get in touch with me on Discord. Big shout out to all my patrons and thank you to everyone that's supporting my channel. And until next time, we out of here.